Have you ever caught yourself thinking, when did this happen? Maybe you looked in the mirror one morning and noticed a new wrinkle, a little more stiffness in your joints, or a feeling that your energy just isn't what it used to be. It's a quiet realization that sneaks up on all of us. Aging isn't just about the physical changes, it's about how we feel inside, how we move through the world, and how others see and respond to us. And here's something that's rarely talked about openly. As we get older, certain small habits, often ones we don't even notice, can make people around us uncomfortable. No one points them out, no one tells you directly, but they quietly change the way people treat you, the way they look at you, and sometimes even the way you feel about yourself. Today we're having a heart-to-heart conversation about those habits. Not to judge, not to criticize, but to shine a gentle light on them. Because once we're aware of them, we have the power to change them, and in doing so we protect our dignity, our vitality, and the deep, beautiful respect that should only grow as we age. Growing older should be a badge of honor, a symbol of wisdom, grace, and strength. But too often, small, unnoticed habits start to chip away at that image, not because of age itself, but because no one ever told us how much these little things matter. But that ends today. Let's talk about the first few habits, ones that are more common than you might think, and how just a few small shifts can make an incredible difference in how vibrant, respected, and confident you feel every day. The first habit we need to talk about is neglecting personal grooming. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I've never been a vain person. Why should it matter now? And you're absolutely right. Aging is not about trying to look 20 again. It's about showing the world that you still care about yourself. When we stop paying attention to our grooming, whether it's brushing our hair, keeping our clothes fresh, or maintaining good hygiene, people around us unconsciously start to see us differently. It's not fair, it's not right, but it's real. Simple things like putting on a clean, comfortable outfit, brushing your hair even if you're just staying home, keeping your nails trimmed, send a powerful message. I value myself, I respect myself, I'm still here, and I still matter. And here's the beautiful part. It's not about impressing anyone else. It's about how you feel when you walk into a room. It's about the pride you carry in yourself, the energy that naturally lifts your shoulders a little higher when you know you've taken the time to honor your own presence. If this feels overwhelming, start simple. Lay out your clothes the night before, something you enjoy wearing. Keep a small grooming kit handy where you sit and relax, and when you think of it, just spend a minute or two freshening up. Little by little, it becomes a habit that nurtures your spirit. The second habit is one that's even more subtle, but just as powerful: complaining frequently without realizing it. We've all earned the right to share our aches, our frustrations, our disappointments. Life hasn't always been easy, and you deserve a listening ear. But over time, if every conversation turns into a litany of what hurts, what's wrong, or what's missing, people, even the ones who love you deeply, can start to pull away. They don't do it because they don't care. They do it because they don't know how to help. They feel helpless, maybe even guilty, and eventually, they look for ways to avoid feeling that way. But here's the good news. You have the power to change that dynamic completely. Instead of leading with what's wrong, practice leading with what's good, even if it's something tiny. The weather is beautiful today, or I had the best cup of coffee this morning. Find one positive thing to share before you talk about the tougher stuff. You'll be amazed at how conversations open up, how people lean in, wanting to hear more from you, wanting to connect, and you'll feel the difference too. Because positivity isn't just a gift to others, it's a gift you give yourself every single day. And listen, I'm not saying you should ignore your struggles, not at all, but try to balance the conversation. Give the people around you the joy of seeing your strength, your humor, your wisdom, and not just your wounds. The third habit we need to look at, and this one is crucial, is resisting new ideas or changes. It's natural to find comfort in what we know. You've spent decades building your knowledge, your experience, your worldview. But sometimes when we reject new technologies, new ways of thinking, or even new traditions too quickly, it sends a signal that we're stuck in the past. People, especially younger generations, may start to view us as disconnected, even when our hearts are still very much engaged with life. The solution isn't about accepting everything blindly. It's about staying curious. When someone introduces a new gadget, a new way of doing things, or even a new slang term you've never heard before, try leaning in instead of pushing back. Ask questions, show interest. Even if you ultimately decide it's not for you, the act of staying open keeps you vibrant in the eyes of the world and in your own eyes too. Curiosity keeps us young inside. It keeps our brains active, our conversations rich, and our lives full of unexpected little joys. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to love every change. But the willingness to stay curious tells the world, I'm still growing, I'm still alive, I'm still part of this great ever-changing dance of life. And isn't that what we all want? So my dear friend, today we started by gently shining a light on 3 habits: neglecting personal grooming, complaining too often, and resisting change. None of these habits make you a bad person. They're simply little weeds that can quietly take root if we aren't mindful. And today you're already doing something powerful by becoming aware. Small adjustments, gentle shifts. That's all it takes to change the way you move through the world, and the way the world responds to you. Now that we've laid this foundation, let's move even deeper. Because taking care of our physical appearance and attitude is just the beginning. Next, we're going to explore something even more important: how to keep your mind sharp, alive, and full of energy, no matter your age. After all, a vibrant mind is the true fountain of youth. Stay with me, because the best is yet to come. You know, as we go deeper into this journey together, there's something else we absolutely have to talk about. Something that often goes unnoticed until it quietly starts changing our days. Our mind, our sharpness, our ability to stay focused, connected, and present. Tell me honestly, have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there? Or maybe you found yourself searching for words that used to come so easily. Maybe you feel like conversations move a little too fast now, and it's easier to just sit back quietly than try to keep up. If that sounds familiar, please know this: you are not alone, not even close. These small slips aren't a sign that you're losing it or that you're destined to slow down mentally forever. They're just signals, whispers from your mind, asking for a little extra care, a little extra attention. Just like your body needs movement and nourishment, your brain needs exercise, challenge, and connection to stay lively and vibrant. And the best part, it's never too late. Your brain is far more resilient and adaptable than you might think. Science calls it neuroplasticity, but let's keep it simple. It means you can grow new brain connections at any age, even now. Yes, even at 60, 70, 80, and beyond. So how do we begin to rebuild that sharpness? How do we gently take the mind by the hand and lead it back into clarity, focus, and joy? One of the most powerful steps is to challenge your brain daily. Think of it like giving your mind a new toy to play with each day. Something fresh, something exciting. This doesn't have to be hard or complicated. You don't need to solve massive math problems or memorize entire books. Simple, joyful activities are enough. Things like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, jigsaw puzzles, or even simple brain training apps on your phone can make a world of difference. Reading is another incredible tool. When you pick up a book, especially one that challenges you to think or imagine, you're building entire new highways inside your mind. It's like stretching a muscle that's gotten a little tight. A chapter a day, even just 10 minutes, can breathe fresh air into parts of your brain you might have forgotten were there. And here's something truly powerful: learn something new. Anything at all. Learn to play a simple song on the piano. Pick up a few phrases in a new language. Try painting or sketching, even if you've never touched a paintbrush before. Learning new skills creates brand new connections in the brain. It builds flexibility. It builds confidence. And maybe most importantly, it brings that spark of curiosity back into your life, the feeling that there's still so much more waiting for you, still so much to experience. But mental sharpness isn't only about solitary activities. Humans are social creatures by nature, and staying connected is absolutely vital to keeping your mind bright and alert. Think about it: when you have a lively conversation, your mind has to listen, respond, adapt, and empathize, all at the same time. It's a full-body workout for your brain. So reach out, call an old friend, invite your neighbors over for coffee, Join a book club, a walking group, a local community center. Even online communities can be powerful places for conversation and connection. And if the thought crosses your mind, but what if they don't have time for me? Or what if I'm just a burden? I want you to stop right there. You are never a burden. Your presence, your wisdom, your voice matter more than you realize. More people than you know would love to hear from you. They're just waiting for you to take the first step. Now I know sometimes the hardest part isn't finding activities or people, it's getting started. That quiet voice of doubt can sneak in, whispering that it's too late, that the effort isn't worth it, that decline is just inevitable. But here's the truth, and I want you to hold it close. You still have so much life to live. You still have dreams to dream, stories to tell, laughter to share. Every new word you learn, every conversation you have, every puzzle you solve, it's another step toward a clearer, brighter, more vibrant you. You are growing, not shrinking. You are evolving, not fading, and it all begins with the smallest, simplest choices made day after day. Before we move on, I want to leave you with a little challenge. Pick one new mental exercise to try today. Just one. Maybe it's a puzzle. Maybe it's calling a friend for a deep, thoughtful conversation. Maybe it's cracking open a book that's been gathering dust on your shelf. Whatever it is, make it your own personal promise to yourself. The first of many small steps toward keeping your mind as lively and free as your spirit. Because your mind, like your heart, was never meant to grow still. It was meant to dance, to wander, to wonder. And believe me, it's waiting for you to call it back to life. Now that we've opened the door to keeping your mind sharp and resilient, there's something else we need to talk about. Something equally important, but often hidden deeper inside: your emotional well-being. Because staying mentally sharp is powerful, but living with joy, with peace, with emotional strength, that's what truly makes life beautiful, even in our later years. So stay with me. In the next part, we'll explore how to nourish your emotional health, how to protect your spirit, and how to bring more love, resilience, and happiness into every day you're blessed to live. You're doing beautifully. Let's keep going. You've already come so far. You're learning to protect your body. You're waking up your mind. Now it's time to talk about something even deeper, something that quietly shapes every single day you live: your emotional health. Let me ask you gently, when was the last time you checked in on how you're really feeling inside? Not the automatic "I'm fine" we tell others, but the honest truth. Because here's something no one says out loud. In our later years, emotional wounds can sometimes cut even deeper than physical ones. Loneliness, grief, regret, fear of becoming invisible. These feelings are real. They are heavy, and if ignored, they can darken the brightest life. But here's the good news: you are not helpless against them. You have the power to strengthen your emotional armor, to build a deeper well of peace, courage, and joy inside yourself. And it starts with two powerful habits: self-awareness and self-care. Let's talk first about self-awareness. Self-awareness means noticing how you're feeling, without judging it, without rushing to push it away. If you're feeling lonely, say it to yourself: I feel lonely today. If you're feeling proud, say it too: I feel proud of myself today. This simple act of noticing creates space between you and the emotion. It gives you power. You are no longer just feeling something, you are observing it, understanding it. And from there, you can begin to choose how you want to respond. One small but powerful habit is starting each day with a feelings check. Before you even get out of bed, pause. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Be honest, be kind. And then, depending on the answer, choose one small thing you can do to support yourself. If you feel anxious, maybe a few deep breaths. If you feel lonely, maybe a quick call to a friend. If you feel joyful, maybe writing it down to remember later. Tiny actions, tiny shifts, but over time they rebuild your emotional foundation like bricks in a wall. Now the second pillar, self-care. I'm not talking about spa days or expensive retreats. I'm talking about real soul-nourishing self-care. Self-care means respecting your needs enough to meet them. It means recognizing that your feelings, your energy, your time all still matter deeply, no matter your age. Simple daily practices of self-care might include setting healthy boundaries, saying no when something drains you. Even if you feel guilty, your peace matters. Practicing gratitude, Taking a few minutes each night to name 3 things you're grateful for. Gratitude rewires your brain toward joy. Spending time in nature. A walk under the open sky can lift sadness faster than any medicine. Moving your body gently. Stretching, dancing, walking. Movement releases endorphins, your brain's natural happiness chemicals. Feeding your spirit. Reading inspiring books. Listening to beautiful music. Praying. Meditating. Whatever connects you to something larger than yourself. These practices aren't luxuries. They are essentials. They remind you that your inner world is sacred and worth caring for every single day. And here's something even more beautiful. When you care for your own emotional health, you naturally start to glow from the inside out. People feel it around you. They feel more peaceful, more inspired, more open. Your emotional energy becomes a light, not just for yourself, but for everyone lucky enough to know you. You transform from someone who needs rescuing into someone who uplifts others simply by being present. But I also want to be real with you. There will still be hard days. Days when the loneliness feels too sharp, when the past feels too heavy, when you wonder if you even matter anymore. And on those days, I want you to remember this: you are still needed. You are still valuable. You are still deeply, deeply loved, whether you see it clearly or not. If you ever doubt that, come back to this moment. Hear these words in your heart. You are not forgotten. You are a treasure beyond price. Emotional health isn't about never feeling sad or lonely. It's about knowing that even when the storms come, you have built a shelter inside yourself, a place of peace, a place of strength, a place of love. And every single day you practice these small emotional habits, your shelter grows stronger, warmer, more unshakable. Before we move on, let me give you a tiny challenge for today. Pick one self-care action that nourishes your emotional health, and do it. Just one. Maybe it's calling someone you miss. Maybe it's stepping outside and feeling the breeze. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for something you've carried too long. Whatever it is, let it be a gift you give yourself today, because you deserve it. You always have. Now, with your emotional heart growing stronger, there's still one more thing we need to talk about. Something just as vital. Something that will shape how you experience the people around you and how they experience you. In the next part, we'll explore the habits that create deeper, richer, more joyful relationships at any age. Because connection, love, and friendship, they're not just nice to have, they're life itself. Stay with me. The best is still ahead. Now that your emotional foundation is growing stronger, it's time to turn outward to the beautiful web of connection that holds life together, relationships. Let me tell you a truth that often goes unspoken. The older we get, the easier it becomes to shrink our social world. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, our circles get smaller, quieter, and if we're not careful, loneliness starts to settle in, not as a sudden storm, but as a slow, invisible fog. And with that fog come habits, quiet, creeping habits, that can make others feel distant without us even realizing it. Speaking only about health problems, becoming critical or bitter, interrupting instead of listening, withdrawing when we feel left out. No one tells us this directly, but these habits can slowly push people away, even the ones who love us most. The truth is, connection is a living thing. It needs to be nurtured, fed, and protected with intention, especially as we age. And here's the powerful news. You can become someone who draws people closer, someone who radiates a quiet magnetism that makes others feel at home in your presence. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about mastering 4 simple, beautiful habits. Let's walk through them now. Habit 1: listening with your heart. When someone speaks to you, truly listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole presence. Put down distractions. Look into their eyes. Let them feel that they are the most important person in the world to you at that moment. When you listen like this, you give a gift more precious than gold, the gift of being seen. People will remember how you made them feel. Long after they forget the details of the conversation, they will remember the warmth of your attention. Habit 2: sharing stories, not complaints. It's easy to fall into the trap of talking about aches, pains, frustrations. And yes, sometimes we need to share our struggles, but don't let pain become the only story you tell. Share your memories, your dreams, your moments of joy. Talk about the ridiculous thing your grandchild did last week, Talk about the time you overcame something impossible. Talk about the beauty you noticed today on your walk. Your life is a library of extraordinary stories. Let people see the richness inside you. Let your stories uplift, inspire, connect. Habit 3. Choosing curiosity over judgment. When someone does something you don't understand, especially someone younger, try replacing judgment with curiosity. Instead of, "Why would they do something so foolish?" Ask, "I wonder what they're feeling. I wonder what I can learn from this." Curiosity keeps your spirit young. It makes you a safe harbor where people of all ages feel welcome, and it transforms potential conflicts into opportunities for deeper understanding. Habit 4. Saying yes to new connections. It's tempting to think, "I'm too old to make new friends." But that is a lie, a dangerous one. You are never too old to open your heart. You are never too old to be a beginner again. You are never too old to say, "Tell me about yourself. I'd love to hear your story." Some of the richest friendships of your life may still be ahead of you if you stay open, if you stay willing, if you stay brave. Attend that community event. Join that book club. Start that conversation with the neighbor you always nod at but never talk to. Be willing to plant seeds, even if you don't know exactly what will grow, because connection is always worth the risk. Now I want to leave you with something even deeper to think about: your legacy of love. Every small act of kindness, every warm conversation, every moment of true listening you offer, they are not small things. They are ripples. Ripples that move outward, touching lives you may never even see. Ripples that can heal loneliness, soften sorrow, awaken hope. And when you are gone, long after your name is spoken for the last time, those ripples will still be moving through the world. This is the silent, invisible legacy you are building right now today, with every connection you nurture. So don't underestimate yourself. Don't withdraw from the world. Don't believe the lie that you are too old to matter. You are needed. You are irreplaceable. You are still, and always will be, a living bridge between hearts. Quick reflection for today. Before the day ends, reach out to one person, send a message, make a call, smile at a stranger. Take one small step toward connection. Because every connection you make strengthens not just your life, but the world itself. Now that your emotional and social worlds are blossoming, there's still one more secret to share. A quiet, powerful habit that separates those who thrive in their later years from those who simply endure. It has nothing to do with money, status, or achievements. It has everything to do with how you see yourself. In the next part, we'll uncover the hidden danger of clinging too tightly to old identities, and how embracing growth, even now, can set you free in ways you never imagined. You won't want to miss this. Stay with me. Now let's talk about something many don't want to admit. As we get older, we can fall into the trap of believing that personal growth is something for the younger generations, that the time for learning new things, stepping outside our comfort zone, or reinventing ourselves has passed. But here's the brutal truth. The moment you stop growing, you start withering. The moment you stop evolving, you begin to lose the spark that makes you feel alive. And I'm not just talking about physical growth or financial growth. I'm talking about mental and emotional growth. The growth of who you are at your core. This is what keeps you from fading into bitterness or isolation. It's the fire that burns deep within your soul. No matter your age. Habit 1. Clinging to an old identity. One of the ugliest habits that many of us don't even realize we're holding on to is a past identity. I was once a teacher. I used to be a business owner. I used to be full of energy. And as we age, we begin to hold tightly to those old labels. We let them define us, define what's possible for us. But the truth is, you are not defined by your past. You are not bound by what you once were. You can be anything you want to be at any point in your life, but only if you're willing to release that old identity. Let go of what no longer serves you. Open your heart to a new version of yourself. You've spent so many years growing in one direction, but there's still so much room for you to bloom in new directions. Habit 2. Resisting change. As we grow older, we get set in our ways. We become comfortable. We start to resist the new ideas, the new ways of thinking. We avoid change because change feels uncomfortable. But you must ask yourself, is comfort worth the price of your growth? Think about it. The moment you resist change is the moment you stop living fully. The moment you shut off the possibility of a new adventure, a new skill, a new joy, don't let the fear of discomfort keep you from new experiences. Don't let the myth of being too old stop you from being a beginner again. Embrace discomfort as a sign of growth. Whenever you feel that pull to resist, let it be a signal to lean in, step out, be curious, try something new. Habit 3. Comparing yourself to others. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. You look at others, and you think, why is it so easy for them? Why do they look younger, feel more energetic, have more friends, more success? But here's the reality. Comparison will always steal your peace. It will always rob you of joy. It will always keep you from seeing the beauty in your own path. You are on your own journey, and it's a beautiful one. What's right for you, what's perfect for you, isn't the same as anyone else. You are an individual, with unique experiences, lessons, and purpose. Don't get lost in the noise. Embrace your story. If you must compare, let it be with who you were yesterday. Ask yourself, am I growing? Am I becoming a better version of myself? Habit 4. Believing you have no more potential. This is one of the most damaging beliefs we can hold on to as we age. We think we've already reached our peak, that there's no more room to grow, that the best chapters of our life are behind us. But let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a tree stop growing? Have you ever seen the sun stop shining just because it's been around for a while? You have so much more potential inside of you. Your mind, your heart, your soul, they are capable of so much more than you've given yourself credit for. Maybe it's time to get curious about what you are still capable of. Maybe it's time to set a new goal. Maybe it's time to take up painting, or learning a new language, or volunteering, or writing a book. Whatever excites you, sparks that fire, do it. Because as long as you have breath in your lungs, you have room to grow, and growth is the antidote to aging. Here's the secret that most people don't tell you about aging. Your potential isn't tied to your age. Your potential is tied to your mindset. If you want to unlock the door to your limitless growth, you have to stop thinking of yourself as done or finished. You have to start seeing yourself as a work in progress, an evolving, transforming soul just like everyone else. So take that leap. Try the impossible. Let go of that old identity. You're not too old to be great. You're not too old to change the world, starting with yourself. Quick reflection for today. Is there something you've always wanted to try, but haven't yet? What's holding you back? Let today be the day you make the first step toward your next adventure. Now, as you embark on this next chapter of personal transformation, there's one final habit you need to embrace in order to truly thrive. The one that will empower you to face anything life throws your way. The habit of mastering your own mindset. In part 6, we'll dive into that very habit and how you can take full control of your thoughts to create the reality you desire. It's time to break free from negativity, doubts, and fears. You won't want to miss it. Stay with me. If you've been following along, you know that the key to thriving in older age is about more than just maintaining your health. It's about mindset. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. Because the single most powerful thing you can do in your golden years is to take full control of your mind. Your mindset, the way you think, the way you perceive the world, the way you interpret your experiences, can either keep you stuck in negative habits or unlock a life filled with possibility, growth, and joy. It's time to master your mindset and begin living the life you deserve. Habit 1. Letting negative thoughts run the show. Here's a tough pill to swallow. Your thoughts are not always true. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing every negative thought that pops into your head. That little voice telling you you're too old, too slow, too weak to change, that voice is lying. But let's face it, those thoughts are loud, right? They bombard us with doubts, fears, and limitations. They tell us we can't do something, that we're past our prime, that things will only get harder from here on out. But here's the truth. You have the power to choose which thoughts you believe. And the best part, you don't have to entertain every negative thought that comes into your mind. You can stop them in their tracks by acknowledging them and then redirecting your focus to a positive affirmation, a new belief, or an empowering statement. The more you practice controlling your thoughts, the less control those negative thoughts will have over you. Habit 2. Focusing on what you can't do. It's easy to get bogged down in the things you can't do anymore, but that's the quickest path to misery. I can't run like I used to. I can't lift weights the way I did in my 20s. I can't keep up with my grandkids as much as I'd like. Focusing on what you can't do only reinforces the idea that you are limited. But here's the truth. There's so much you can do if you choose to focus on it. Start by looking at what you can do. Maybe you can't run a marathon anymore, but can you walk? Maybe you can't lift heavy weights, but can you still do some yoga or bodyweight exercises? Shift your focus. Redirect your energy into the things that you can still enjoy. And when you focus on what's possible, you'll open up new doors of opportunity. The limits will begin to disappear, and you'll realize how much power you have in your life. Habit 3. Staying stuck in the past. I want to talk about a subtle but incredibly powerful habit that holds so many people back: living in the past. You know, it's tempting to look back on the good old days, the days when we felt strong, young, and invincible, the days when we could do things we no longer can. But here's the thing. The more you live in the past, the more you rob yourself of today. The more you cling to what once was, the less energy you have for what can be. Yes, your past holds beautiful memories, and it's natural to reminisce, but don't get stuck there. Don't let nostalgia keep you from creating new memories, new dreams, new adventures. The past is a part of you, but it is not you. It is not who you are right now. It's time to let go of the past and step fully into the present moment, where your true power lies. Habit 4. Fear of new experiences. It's all too common to develop a fear of the unfamiliar as we age. What if I can't handle it? What if I make a fool of myself? What if I can't learn something new? But here's the reality. Fear is the enemy of progress. The more you fear new experiences, the more you close yourself off from the endless opportunities for growth and joy. And what's even worse, fear keeps you stagnant. So how do we break free from this trap? By taking small steps outside of our comfort zone. Don't expect yourself to jump straight into something huge. Start with something small. Take a class, learn a new skill, travel somewhere new. Every time you face your fears head on, you not only grow, you gain the confidence to tackle even bigger challenges. Habit 5. Neglecting mental health as we age. Mental health can often take a back seat. We're so focused on our physical health, and we forget that our mind needs care too. But the truth is, your mental health is just as important as your physical health. In fact, your mindset affects every single aspect of your life. How you view yourself, how you deal with stress, how you handle challenges, all of it is tied to your mental health. So here's a simple yet powerful practice for you to consider. Start prioritizing your mental well-being, whether it's through meditation, journaling, therapy, or simply taking a moment each day to reflect and unwind. Your mind deserves attention. Don't neglect it. If there's one shift you can make today, it's this. Your thoughts create your reality. What you think about yourself, your life, and your future will shape your experiences. So take back control of your mind. Replace negativity with positivity. Replace self-doubt with confidence. Replace fear with courage. Because when you take full control of your mindset, you unlock the life you were always meant to live. What negative thought or belief have you been holding on to? Take a moment to write it down, and then write down a new belief to replace it. This is your first step toward mastering your mindset.